And welcome back to another video.
Yes, hello, welcome. We have a bit of a grudge match. Is that what it's called? Is that what it's called when I lose and I want to get revenge? Is it called a grudge match? Is that right? Is that the right word? I'm so sorry to the sports fans out there, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Because that's what we're doing today. We saw this. I'm not sure how many weeks ago, but we saw this matchup.
Yeah, we saw the first matchup. Yeah, exactly.
I was playing Ironclad, and I still am Lizette on Witch, and it didn't go so good for me then, and I want blood.
You want blood?
I want blood. What's this?
Yes, and we have our playmats available.
Yeah.
Our Evil Red and Otherworldly.
Yeah, that's the new one. And also, it's important to note that our Google document list has been changed with a storefront.
A storefront of sorts.
Is that the right word again? I don't know. I'm just throwing words out there. I don't even know what they mean. But anyways, yeah, so if you look at the link in the description, it's actually no longer the Google Docs sheet. It'll bring you to a website that's showcases with pictures, the mats and everything. And I think you can order directly from there, too.
Yeah, exactly.
So, check it out and get yours while they're available.
So let's get into your little deck here, Ironclad. How about no?
Yeah, how about no? So
how about no?
It's the same list. Both lists are the same as last time. So I mean, I'm not sure if we're going to be repeating too much here, but the idea was I knew that I was playing against Witch when I built it. So, and also having built that Witch deck myself, I also know how fast we're going to just get to Death Door regardless of what we're trying to do. Okay. So,
I'm just curious, do you feel like the curve should be a little lower, like your 6 and 7 costs? Yeah. I mean, they are good cards, Death Dealer, Sir Lancelot, and so on, but I mean, I think Ironclad really just wants to be aggressive and really swing for the fences, getting closer to the opponent versus...
Yeah, so I mean, the reason I put these big guys in is because of the fact that... So like I was saying, I know I'm going to go to Death's Door, so what I wanted to prioritize was surviving as long as possible once I'm there. Okay. Right? With stuff like the Bailey and the Golden Harp and the barricades. And Spider underneath me and all that stuff like that. Where's the Spider? This guy. So what I was thinking was by putting these cards, I'm naturally making the game. I'm also putting cards that should delay the game and make it go longer. Okay. So I was thinking I'm already Prison E in concept and going long. So if I'm going to do that, why don't I give myself access to some bombs that I can rip off the top in the late game? That are also both kind of defensive in their in their power. The other reasoning was, Searing Truth with Ironclad, you just take less damage from the draws, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So now you should definitely abuse that by playing your low-cost curve so that you don't actually take any damage when you do it. I went one step beyond, again, with the logic of, I'm going to Death's Door anyways. That I was like, I'll still play the big guys because even if I get wrecked by one of them, it's still 2 less damage at least, and draw 2 cards and mitigated a little bit by the Ironclad's ability. So I wouldn't recommend this, just for the record. Like I'm not saying, I think Earth Fire is a strong combination for the Ironclad, and the strategy, at least with the prison element, is a good approach. Okay. I don't necessarily think this is the best deck for it, absolutely not, and I don't necessarily think you should play Searing Truth with these big boys, even with his -2. But that was the kind of
process. To be fair, I mean, the 6 casting cost is only 4 cards in the deck, so your odds are still pretty good, I think. Low. Yeah.
Actually, talk about odds, and this came up in the last game. There's probably, or definitely, too many artifacts for the Omphalos. You don't necessarily want 12, maybe like 7 to 8 or 9 is okay. Yeah. I would probably go down on the makeshifts, but this kind of card, I found it just gave me a time walk effect, and one more turn when I'm at Death's Door. So it also seems really in line with the deck. Okay. So I don't know, it's tough, but anyways, that's what we're dealing with. A lot of cards that kill me, and then a lot of cards that keep me alive at Death's Door.
So we have your infamous Witch deck.
Yeah, my petit bébé.
Yes, your project since you've had this deck for over a year, and it's been interesting to see it the progression of it and change over time. I could tell everyone watching this video playing against it from my own personal experience has been extremely terrifying. And it's aggressive, it's fast, and
consistent?
If you're,
would you say consistent?
I'd say pretty consistent, and it's terrifying once you get under 10 life, because it's like, okay, I really need to do something or else I'm like at Death's Door pretty quickly. And we see that you've got some interesting minions that require you to lose life, and the drawbacks from that, I think the Greater Blood Demon, but it's a 6 power minion, and if you attack for 6, drain for 2, that's 8 damage. on the next turn. So that's with your charge minions and so on, it's like really terrifying, because early game you're playing like these smaller warhorse, you're playing your
this is the juiciest turn to play.
It's just,
even though it's not really offensive, but it's
you're doing your Hot Wheels and stuff like that, so you just strike for 2, drain for 2, so that's 4 life. It's terrifying,
right? The compounding,
the
compounding is what I've always tried to like harp on and focus on. It's not just your cards don't just do what they say, your cards do what they say +2,
and an interesting card that like I've reanalyzed is Warp Spasm, actually.
Warp Spasm.
So have you had I think good,
There's been some nice things in terms of being able to kill a 4-power minion and continue on. It's only happened like once. I mean, it is a unique, and you're not going to see it all the time, but we have seen it do the thing we put it in the deck for, deal with 4-power minion and also attack for one more time kind of thing. So with all these 3-power guys, or I mean, even if you give it to the Mazouge, or God forbid you give it to a Blood Demon, and attacks for 12 is pretty great. But I will definitely say that as much as I've been loving Surveyor, and I'm going to keep Surveyor, Warp Spasm encourages the Kettle Top for sure, because going to 4 power with the Kettle Top at least deals with a 4-power minion, and it's not like you want to do that. It's more just that you actually can, whereas the Land Surveyor will just be at 2, so you can't. But a Kettle Top will kill a 3-power minion, and when it dies after attacking a second time, you get the side, right?
So let's just talk quickly about your collection, since we've seen this deck many times. Like, what's your thinking with your collection?
So I wanted to just try to hit as many things as possible, while also focus as much as possible on our biggest weakness, which is ending the game. So I got
that dealer
Beetle for
Death Lord finishers,
for removal. Well, I got Karen Beetle for the Graveyard Hate, just as a one-of. It's an ordinary, it costs low. And then you have your typical removals and card draw and removals. Nice. Dispel,
Searing
of course.
Truth,
and then Searing Truth and Hillock and stuff. So Flame Strike and Searing Truth as we go to the game here. We can keep talking about it, but 1 second. I just gotta... so Searing Truth and Flame Strike are the Death Door finishers that I can fetch out of the collection. I got Silver Bullet in my deck as a way to get the Searing Truth, or even Drought against water decks. But I gotta say, fast about Drought, we actually experienced it when we played. I thought I was gonna hose water decks with Drought, and you're not. You need to... I think Drought is actually good versus the decks who want to splash outside of water or splash water in their decks, so multi-element decks that are still trying to cast these amazing water cards from Gothic, like Lilith and Maiden Mother, that have 3 water pips. Because of mono water deck, you hit them with Drought, and even if they lose 4 water, they still have the 4 mana, and a turn or 2 later they're back to 6 mana with 2 water pips, and they just continue along their way. So I think Drought might actually come out, because I only put it for the mono water decks, and it's not even good versus them. So
let's get into the gameplay. We've got pretty decent board state. I mean, River of Blood, No Man's Land.
No Man's Land is amazing, right? Versus aggro, you're not coming in from the center anymore. No sir, no ma'am. So here you can see my hands flying around the table, and you're gonna see them a lot throughout this game. I just want to say I am playing with Lizette. We're playing at home. And when we play with the Witch, we talk about everything. We go as deep as possible with all the different
exploring different options. Exactly.
So I'm trying to, in this particular case, I was saying when I go first, I like to play my second sight on the back row if I've got Molten Mar, so that I can play Molten Mar on 8 and have the Hellhound directly already in line with the bridge, right? Whereas you see in this case, if I build on 14 now, her Hellhound has to move twice before it gets in. But then we were saying, like, with No Man's Land, it doesn't matter anyways in this game, so it's not a big deal.
That's true.
But then you saw my hand like slid across row 4, 6, 14, and 6, 4, 9, because I was like, worst case scenario in that case, you could have put the Hellhound on 9 in front of your Red Desert and just... So anyways, it's just to say that's why you saw that hands.
Interesting. Slobber Maw?
So this card I liked because, it's a 4 power on 3, and we know that those are good. And, it does 4 damage to you, but because of the Ironclad, I mean, it's only 2, right? So, of course, the Witch is happy to see me take any amount of damage that I want to deal to myself, but I know playing with the Witch doesn't want to see recurring 4 power minions, and with Lady Izo in play especially, this Slobber Maw might keep coming down and putting a lot of pressure on her. So sure, she's happy that I'm taking damage by doing so, but she's not happy about having to deal with 4 power. That I know for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
like we can deal with it. I just want to say, like, we can definitely deal. It's more just if I should so happen to play it again, especially because if I or have a follow up for power, it starts to get annoying for the witch for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
You start to develop a dependency a little bit on earthquake or even your toolbox to find the removal instead of being aggressive. But the witch's drain allows you the chance to pivot. Like you can pivot to a more controlling, slower game plan, knowing that you have the inevitability provided by the drain.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, don't be afraid about the fact that you might have to shift away from your aggro plan. So,
yeah, even if you're spending most of your turns dealing with the opponent's minions with your own, you could still drain for two.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's at least reassuring.
It's a luxury afforded by the witch's abilities when you're playing aggro for sure that other decks don't have. Mm-hmm.
I agree.
So yeah, we're this is actually like a result, right? You can see she's deep in thought. I know she's got multiple cards in hand, and she's just trying to find the best way to deal either with the 4 power or, God forbid, like just let it go and work around it somehow. But it's definitely not an easy decision when you've got the multiple choices and you have to pick. Like, as much as I'm saying you can shift between the aggro and the control, you have to make sure you do it at the right time if it's not absolutely necessary. Sometimes it's just necessary and you have to earthquake, otherwise you're just dead, right? That's like a whole different story. Here she can still, maybe depending on her hand, decide to remain aggressive and just deal with the 4 power minion.
There you go.
Live,
so it deals 1 damage.
Yeah, so Colicky is a really nice way of dealing with this because it provides her with the ability to still maintain her board.
So what's your experience like? You're saying you have the luxury from going aggro to control. In what point of the game do you realize that you need to pivot from the aggro to the control?
Well, sometimes it's like if it's not obvious, like you're already just so far.
Yeah, like if there's obvious things, but the things that might not be so obvious to a person that's trying out this deck.
It can be something as simple as this: like you have a 3 power minion and they have a 4 power minion, and then the unfortunate reality is it depends on what's in your hand. If you think that your hand can burst more so than their 4 power and potentially recurring, you just have to go for it, knowing that your drain will keep you ahead. But if you have, let's say you have more utility spells in your hand, like Centipede or something like that, where they're 2 power, they're lower cost, but they have their purpose, and you're just going to keep getting your minions eaten alive by a singular minion, you might need to shift more into back up a little and don't try to race in a game where 1 minion from the opponent will get too much value.
Okay.
So it really depends on your hand and if you can respond also to their next turn. Like if you can avoid dealing with their board, knowing that they're going to do something else next turn, but your hand, like you've got Saracen or you got trinkets or removal, like firebolts or toolbox, then you have to anticipate also their next turn. It's not just about what you see on the board if it's not obvious.
Just a little quick observation. You look at the board state, there's all these dragons and these avatars and all these sleeves, and then just at the bottom right corner there's your famous Janis Joplin sleeves. It's just so off-putting. You just look at it, it's
nah, come on, what do you mean off-putting? It's amazing. Look how wonderful she is.
Oh, they're great. They're absolutely great. Yeah, they're nice sleeves. It's funny when you look at the board stain, you look at everything that's being played and the artwork, and then at the bottom right it's just Janis Joplin.
Yeah, she's pouring her soul into the microphone,
and
she's serenading the game.
I've noticed too, Ironclad feels pretty similar to Battle Mage in terms of you're not wanting to play a whole ton of sites.
I was supposed to be I went the opposite approach.
You went the opposite approach? It felt like
for Ironclad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you saw I got all the seven costs. And 6
I don't
costs.
know, but
I want the game to go slow and
but I'm saying not your deck building, your mentality. But I'm saying currently, right now in this game. It seems like you've missed a land drop or you just didn't play.
Oh, well, I mean, okay, so, you mean in the actual game?
In the actual game right now, not when you were building the deck, but the actual game, it felt like...
So a thing that I just love to do naturally in the game, almost regardless of the deck that I'm playing, is use my turn 4 to play a 3-drop and tap my avatar to draw a site.
Okay.
So that I can draw 2 cards on turn 4, and then it'll let me have 1 more card in hand plus a guaranteed site the following turn. So That's why. It's not so much I want to play low sights. It's more I was happier to draw 2 cards that turn, knowing I was just going to replay the Slobber Maw anyways. So I only needed 3 mana.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we gotta. Okay, so I just want to say there was definitely a little bit of a delay in the gameplay there because again we were going really deep into conversation about where to put that Rift Valley, and we actually did something differently when we were playing, and we stopped right before the game continued, being like, wait, what if we do like this, right? So that's why there was a little bit of a cut in the video too, because we just got rid of all that space. Lizette and myself talking, and we ended up with this place. So look at what it did. It gave her a sight in front of my avatar, which is amazing. It pushed a no man's land out of the center, so now she can cast stuff on her desert again.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it just ruined a little bit of my setup. So, and then it gave her a chance to. I mean,
well, anytime she plays a charge mini now, she could just
go straight
to the face for sure.
Hot Wheels took out the Lady Izo, which we all know how good Lady Izo is, and if you don't know, well, I mean, recurring value is incredible in most card games and most games in life. So,
that's what she does. Definitely. I tried to put her. I have her in my Death Speaker build. It's really great. Minion comes back to your hand, you reoccur that, you get that Genesis ability.
Over again, and then
over and over again.
Do it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Okay, yeah, so here I'm just common sensing to get Bury because I want to be able to deal with whatever she does on her next turn. And then I've got 5 Firebolts in hand to clear the board. So, she still has another. So again, like I've done 6 damage to myself for this game, I think. Oh, no, sorry, 4 her hot. No, I did the damage to myself.
Yeah,
this game. And, but I mean, she still has I still have board presence, and if a 4-power minion was difficult to deal with the first time, she's in the same situation. She still has to deal with it. She couldn't last turn. She just hot wheeled instead.
Yeah,
just to get an Izo off the board. I mean, the Rift Valley was super strong, but the Hot Wheels doesn't deal with the pressure, because even with my life being lower than hers and her having the inevitability, it just takes 2 swings of a Slobber Maw, 1 or 2, to get her on par with me or below.
Yeah, exactly.
And if she can't deal and I keep adding more to the board, it's just going to be a lot of pressure. So.
However, if she does continue to take 4, but then she continues to play these charge minions to attack your sites and journey for 2, does she win that race?
I've found if...
You know what I mean?
What I mean, like, it depends what me as the Ironclad's next follow-up minion is, because she can't outrace multiple 4+ power minions. You just can't. Like, if you're letting your opponent play 5 powers and 6 powers consecutively, the game's spiraled out of control, and well, at the end of the day, aggro decks will lose to these kinds of things, and that's just normal, and you go to the next game. So she has to be careful with her decision to race me, because if she goes red cap and attacks somewhere, let's say, I mean, the pebbled path causes a problem for that, of course, right?
That does.
But suppose, suppose she plays. Suppose a situation where the pebbled path isn't there and she just red caps now. Okay, she just charges and attacks for 3. I go to 11 and then I attack for 4 with my Slobber Maw, and if I can kill her thing and play another minion on the board, then I've got a blocker for whatever she does next, and I still have my 4-power minion, and it's just going to catch up a lot faster than her 3 powers. Her 3-power minions will, if I can block them. So
okay, she got Centrifuge. So basically,
here it's not really
adjacent.
Doing anything.
So
well, actually, it cuts off my threshold. Oh no, it's adjacent.
Yeah.
So
it's adjacent.
Geez.
Yeah, it's adjacent.
I thought it was the one in front of it, so she can turn off.
Yeah.
So she turns off the
Pebble Path. Yeah. So now she could play her charge minions.
Yeah, nice.
Pretty good. Yeah, I have that in my Realm Eater deck, and it's pretty good. Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Centrifuge.
Like you said, those prison sites are really. The opponent's not really expecting it, so you're like, okay.
Yeah, so like Rift Valleys and Centrifuge and Philodophyxis, these are all cards that are really strong right now because there's a lot of utility. Like, people are prioritizing the heck out of utility sites, even to the point where you have a lot of like content creators and top players, deck builders, recommending that you start by building your deck with the sites.
Oh yeah.
So it's like I'm not at all making the statement that I disagree. Like, I think it's a really viable and smart way to build a deck. But I just love my greed too much that I just rather have my sites provide the threshold than utility.
That's fair.
But the point is the majority of decks are being built with utility sites in mind, I'm finding anyways. And so Centrifuge effects are really, 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 really strong right now, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, with the introduction of Gothic, some of those sites, their abilities are just, they're they're really, powerful. Innsmouth Dock, you got the Nice, you got all these things that can do
No Man's Land.
No Man's Land. And it's just, and even those like City of Traders.
Well, the city cards
all the city cards,
those aren't pretty.
No, but you just have all these sites now that could
like utility. Yeah.
And it's so having that Watery Grave,
Garden of Eden.
Yeah, Core Crematory, I believe it's called. Yeah. You just like banish all cards.
So it's interesting here. Lizette prioritized the 5th site. Now, for me personally, again, like knowing the deck as well as I know it, that smells like she's got Earthquake, or that she's building towards Earthquake because she's having a hard time dealing with this 4 power. So she's maybe hoping that I move my Kobold in, or I commit to the board a bit more, and then she plans on Earthquaking. That's what I would think, because otherwise you're not really incentivized to go to 5. So that feels really bad. I actually remember that. She was saying she just drew that Land Surveyor this turn because I remember her saying it feels bad that she gave up her drain to draw a site only to draw Land Surveyor the next turn, which would have given her that site anyways.
Yeah.
So that's rough beats. But I will say that this is still happening when the deck was at 4 Surveyor and no Blood Demons.
Okay.
So maybe with 3 Surveyors now, a situation like this less likely to happen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we talked about it, I think, last time. Right? Did you cut 1 Land Surveyor?
Yeah, we were saying that the percentages of seeing it in your early game drop not that much, so I'm okay with going to 3 if it means that I might not see it later on,
Yeah, she opted to move it because she realized the Kobolds will just strike it at the end of turn, so...
Yeah, and now she can block. See, I actually like that site placement of the Gnome Hollows, but then I moved it, and I don't remember why. I feel like it's in a good position there, and like I invade her territory, so it curbs her development a little bit should you want to go deeper, and also it's a Gnome Hollow, so you can't go into it with a Red Cap or anything, or a Saracen.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the Land Surveyor can go into it, but I'm just going to kill the Land Surveyor because, I attack with the Rift Valley and still...
Yeah, you still strike it, yeah.
I think she moved it, actually, to be a blocker for the Slobbermaw. Okay, so this... Oh, my good God. Okay, so there we go. So we said there's only 4 cards in the deck, and, well, shit. So that's 5 damage. But, Death Dealer is really good versus the aggro in terms of when I'm at Death's Door and I want to stay alive, I can just keep having recurring things that clear the board. And also Death Dealer strikes back, so... yeah. I mean, it's definitely a shame I couldn't get this 4 damage from the Slobbermaw. That would have helped a lot in mitigating the damage that I just took from that series.
Yeah, exactly.
But, I would even go so far as to say the arguments, again, I don't remember what my hand was like or how many cards I had, but that might have been the wrong time to Searing Truth anyways. I should have maybe just committed more to the board. Or
more
maybe,
minions,
yeah. Or maybe I did anyways because I knew I had the Kobold in my hand. But yeah, really neat though how the Kobold has been striking my avatar every turn. And it just says that it doesn't matter because I take -2 damage, right?
Yeah, exactly. So pretty good.
Kobold is really nice. And it's also a good card to play in the meta, I think, if people are afraid of Savior, because it also breaks the wards, right? So
that is true, yeah.
Yeah, but other avatars, you might end up striking yourself. So it's really good in Ironclad because it's good in the meta, and it also doesn't hurt you if you have to just play it near yourself.
Yeah, Kobolds are really good.
Yeah. So we are starting to see a little bit of why it's unfortunate to be in other people's territory, even if as the aggressor, because if you fall back, now I have such an easy access into attacking her.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
But we saw her last turn with her 5th sites, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe she's not as worried.
Earthquake's a real thing. Yeah.
See, like I'm in a very excited position. I got my prison sites, no more charge for you. If you do play on 9, I got No Man's Land, so you can't play a minion there anyways. I've got presence.
So you're feeling pretty good.
I'm feeling really good. This is the blood. This is the blood that I sought the minute I lost the last game. So I just know that I should be afraid because there's no reason why she should go to 5 sites, and my good God in heaven, there it is.
Yeah. I mean, that was to be expected.
Yeah, but I was okay with playing the 3rd minion because of how they're spread out. Like 2 of my minions were dying no matter what, and it's not like I was playing the 3rd one where it would die too. So at least after this, I still have my Kobold that can attack. So, if it was going to happen anyways,
Yeah. There's also the argument of, if she moves your Tri-Site, your Tor, you lose the mana, but then you wouldn't be able to get rid of the 4 power minion. Yeah,
I think she's much happier dealing with
as much as you really want to get your opponent off the curve.
Yeah,
I think the 4 power minion is much more of a.
See here now we're talking about what's the best way to rearrange these sites. Like, should we put the desert back in front and move the no man's land into like her face so she can't even play anything on her site anymore, which means no defenders potentially later on. I mean, she can play on 4, but
yeah.
But here she wants to put the desert back in my face. So we're still talking about like, are you sure? And I'm just like I'm just challenging her, like
yeah, for sure.
And you can see like I even put the card back for her after, because at the end of the day it's her call. Like, she's playing the deck. My opinions are my opinions, and we're here to just discuss about it. And it's good to see both perspectives, right? Like, I'm telling her what I have done and would do because I've done it. She's doing things that she thinks that might be right, and also trying new things. So, especially in this kind of environment where it's not life or death.
Yeah, it's like casual play. So you're testing different things. So
it's knowledge for me too, right? As much as I may have built the deck and wrote the primer, like, I haven't seen a million scenarios. I'm still seeing things. So I'm happy that she's willing to say no and do her own thing, because it's educational for everybody. It's not
exactly.
It's not about dictation. It's more about discussion, right?
Yeah, exactly, for sure. Okay, switching it again. Interesting.
Yeah, it's just I wish we could hear the commentary. Oh, I guess we're saying because with the desert in front of me, you're just giving me, like, you cleared the board.
You're giving me a path to attack you 2 for turn.
Right, said, yeah, you cleared the board and passed the initiative, and you gave me a site to attack. Are you sure you want to do that kind of thing? But she said, yeah, I'm doing, I have a plan, I have a reason, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Also, maybe she's
not worried. Just let her be, Mark. Well, just let her play her cards.
Maybe she's not worried because, again, she sees that I'm below 10 and she just has to drain and attack. Yeah. Like, drain now plus attack for 3 means the next drain is Death Door. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
So she only actually needs 1 minion to Death Door me. So who cares if she gets attacked for 2, right? So, but this is like a turn for me where I got to play like one of my big guys, a Galahad or even the Rita. Even if Rita's gonna ruin me more than her, like, if she had that much trouble with the 4 power, can she deal with 6?
6, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a pretty scary card. I believe it's 6 power.
Yeah, 6 cost, 6 power.
6 power, yeah.
But it's 3
other
earth.
Minions, 3 earth.
Ooh,
when I've played with these Omphalos, I've realized, like you were saying earlier in the deck tech, that I just don't want to play that many artifacts.
Yeah.
I've had the Dank Omphalos, and then there's like 2 different games where I drew like artifacts and it felt really bad.
Oh, bad. Yeah, but I mean, how many were you playing? Was it just like bad luck, or were you?
Yeah, it was just bad luck. I think there was like 4 artifacts in the whole deck.
Oh, okay. I mean,
so it's just,
it happens.
Yeah.
But honestly, I've noticed what I've been experiencing with the Omphalos, and I don't know if it's the nature of the card or truly just deck building issue, but a lot of times I actually either feel forced to play the cards that are already in my hand, or prioritize them anyways, and sometimes don't end up using all the cards in the Omphalos, or even casting cards from the Omphalos. And then there's that mixed with the fact that you might get dead draw, which again, like, that's entirely deck building. But just to say, right, like, and also I find too sometimes that the Omphalos, they kill momentum. Like, you really have to, like, I'm not sure if they just go in every single deck.
I don't think so.
That can support them. Yeah. Like, they are like even watching myself play it here, I feel like this is the second turn now where I play a card advantage piece when I should be playing more to the board. Like, I don't know if I had no other choice, but I'm a little skeptical with my own decision to play this Omphalos here.
Yeah,
this gives her a chance now to come back in.
Okay, so yeah, I've played with the Omphalos. I feel that it has its place in certain decks, more control decks. If you're going for like those longer games, I feel that's where it serves its purpose best. And yeah, so it's just like you said, it feels bad because you just, that one turn, you're just playing that. Okay, it draws you the card at the end of turn, but you can't cast it that turn anyways, and minions have to be cast at that site. You can't cast artifacts with it, so it has its pros and cons, and I think it has its place in certain decks, but it's not auto include in every deck. Yeah. Consecrated Ground, okay.
So happy about that, and I think I'm inclined to move my avatar towards that site just in case I mean, it's just one more layer of protection. Even if it's not how Lizette plans to kill me, it's still... She's got some evil minions in there. And, they attack for more than 3, so... more than 2, I mean. So they can kill me if they get in. So at least if I'm there, like she has to deal with getting through a Gnome Hollow and then also...
Of course.
Yeah.
Ye old reliable Poison Nova.
Yeah, Poison Nova is amazing.
Yes.
I love playing any deck that doesn't want to go too fast and ensuring that I have a Poison Nova in there.
Yeah.
And even the Witch originally, like as an aggro deck, had a Poison Nova in the deck. And if I take out Drought, I might replace it in the collection with a Poison Nova. Like,
yeah, that makes sense. Obviously, those decks that I have that are a little slower, like Death Speaker, Enchantress, Poison Novas, they help tremendously.
Yep. No, it's really nice.
Yeah, definitely.
We're still talking about those 2 sites. Those 2 sites. Jeez.
Seeing that site, Consecrated Ground, I remember when we first opened, when Gothic first came out, we opened the pre-constructed decks, and there was that one game we played. I think it's on video, and that site saved me. I was on Death's Door.
Oh, yeah, and
I was playing against JS, and it saved me for like 5 turns.
He was playing an evil deck?
Yeah.
Or a deck with a lot of evil minions. With a Harbinger, maybe, I think it was?
I believe, yeah, it's been a while. I believe already 2 months.
That's true, yeah.
Wow.
I forget.
Unreal.
I forget how
or
old
maybe
you
even
are.
3 by the time this video comes out.
Yeah, who knows when...
yeah.
I mean, look, we definitely record, multiple games with when we record. I mean, it's not hard to just keep the camera rolling kind of thing. So sometimes we do end up with double features, but I don't know. Like I was saying before to you, I think it's nice to have grudge match revenge games. See what it's like when the person tries to fight back on the on the backswing. So occasionally you'll see on our channel, like we've already had the Animist and the Magician. And maybe even Savior and possibly you might see double ups, but it's okay. I mean, gameplay is
I felt like I got robbed when you did that Chaos Wish combo.
Well,
and,
hey,
I
mean, I set out to do it.
With the mechanism in the ring, I was like, I deserve a rematch.
I set out to do it.
Yeah.
No, I understand though for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
so if people wonder why sometimes you'll see like the same 2 avatars, spread apart, is just sometimes you do the rematches.
That's it. Yeah, it's a bit dirty to deny your opponent a chance at redemption. You know? If they want one more chance, and then hey, if they lose again, then they know you are master that day, and the next time they can have the crown.
I don't know if it's just me. Like I've probably said this before, but I feel like when we meet up for Sorcery, I feel like sometimes you're winning the whole night, or you're just losing the whole night. I've had like days where I'm like I'm 0 for 6, and like the next time I'm like 6 for, you know what I mean?
6-0,
6-0. So it's like, okay, Saracen Raiders.
Well, so she chose to draw another site this turn and Sinkhole. She wanted to get rid of the charge, which is like the Pebble Path, so that she could charge again. I mean, of course, she didn't necessarily need to, because Saracen could have attacked into Consecrated Ground, right?
Yeah, but then it's stuck there because it can't go into Gnome Hollows. So,
and exactly, in this way, she was able to take me off 1 mana, and also put a Saracen on top of the Ironclad. So, with me at Death's Door on the following turn, like she has a 3-power minion there. Of course, I'm going to do everything I can to kill it, but at least she's got the threat, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The threat to end the game. So more sites. The Boogeyman. I love this card.
Yeah, you've played it. Was it this deck you had? We played a couple of weeks ago. You played this card a couple of times, and it just like
it was annoying.
It was unexpected. Yeah, it's unexpected.
That's a better word. Unexpected is a better word.
Yeah,
I like that.
It was like, okay, the Boogeyman.
Yeah. And it's funny how I can just pick up multiple things. I love the artist. The art is perfect. If I meet Brian Smith one day, I think this is the first card I'm going to ask him to sign.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I got to respect the Pudge Butcher, though. That's tough.
What about Death Dealer?
Okay, you know what? I'm just going to have him sign them all.
Yeah? Sure.
And he can pick the first one. At that point, make him pick the first one. Okay, so yeah, we're at the door. So she drew a card and drained for 2. And I think if I recall correctly, she just passes because she can't kill me this turn anyways. And maybe committing to the board. I mean, maybe committing to the board was the call, or she didn't have. Maybe she only has burn spells. So now important to remember, now that we're at Death's Door, Firebolt won't work. Bile Imp won't work. Kobold won't work. she needs to have now nothing will work, right? Because the harp reduces everything to 2, and then Ironclad reduces that to 0. So I think her only solution now is if she toolboxes for a disenchant, or if she can find the silver bullet. I don't know how else. I mean, Courtesan Dice somehow can maybe do it again if I've got a way to kill myself in my hand.
Yeah, that's true.
But as we saw last game, right, you can't just drop the harp. It was pointed out in the comments by one of our watchers or viewers. You can't just drop the harp. It still affects you even if you're not holding it. So yeah, she needs to find toolbox or silver bullet basically. Okay. There was another bit of a cut there. I don't know what. I don't remember. I guess.
Probably just a lot of your Italian hand gesturing.
We're also we may have noticed throughout the game, and even now there's like a ray of sun coming.
Yeah.
Through from the right side, and before it was like shining on the witch. We brought the table close to the door to try to get as much natural sunlight as possible, and we didn't realize that it was like seeping through one little sliver.
That's all it takes, eh?
Yeah. We had a book blocking, but then like the sun moves, obviously. No, the earth moves. Excuse me. The earth moves. So the sunlight shifted a little bit.
So that's what I was like going back to the envelopes. Like now you have 3 cards on it.
Yeah, I never got a chance to use them.
So I'm not saying that you know, but I wonder at the same time, does it filter out like sometimes those dead draws?
Yeah. I mean, I remember the game. Those are not artifacts. Like one might have been, but I'm drawing active cards. Mm-hmm. I had to Poison Nova. I had to deal with the board, and those cards were coming out of my hand. They weren't the ones that I drew with the envelopes, right?
Yeah.
So as playable as they were, I just couldn't afford to do them. Like I was just gonna lose if I did. So
but that's what I'm saying. Like instead of paying the 4 to play the envelopes, like would you have had something in your hand that could have been?
Yeah. So I don't
turn
remember.
Okay.
I don't remember, but. I hope I didn't, because the right play 100% there would have been to commit more to the board. Like
okay, for sure. Yeah. So doing a Hot Wheels in the imps, so get rid of your boogeyman. Yeah, but definitely.
Sorry.
But but just like it's still not enough with the golden harp, and then your gnome hollows. I mean, both minions can go into the hollows.
Yeah,
but
okay. Sorry, that's a mistake. You finish your thought? But
no, go ahead. No, yeah, it's just because you're on top of like the gnome hollow. So, what's the mistake on your
the pebbled path shouldn't have been played there. I should have put it on 15. Like, look where my avatar is. If I put it on 15, and even if she finds a way to deal with the harp, like she can never charge into me anymore, right? Like, I had a chance to actually take away Saracen Raider and Red Cap. I mean, I'm in the Gnome Hollow, I understand, but still, right? Like, it's not. I'm not stopping anybody over there on square 12. So yeah. But all right, there's a Death Dealer that took 5 life out of my heart. 5 heart.
Well, either way, I mean, I think at this point she would have got you to the door. You know, with this from the draining, so...
I mean, again, I went into the game knowing it was going to happen, so she got... I ended up there a turn or 2 earlier than I was supposed to, but... You know, even if I didn't take 5 and I had the harp equipped, she can still attack my sights to make me go down to 0, right? The harp only stops the direct strikes, which is what Death Door requires. Okay, we got a Taparoo. Yeah, so I mentioned this before, I think, and it's in the primer as well, but I've come to realize that I don't actually want to tax you when you're at Death's Door, especially if you've already got 6 or 7 sites. That one tax doesn't do much. I'm actually much happier now just tapping the witch to either move or just draw sites. Look for sinkholes, look for rift valleys, look for something. So yeah, I recommend with this witch deck, if you play it, when you get to the opponent to Death's Door, check their sites and how much mana they have. Just tap to draw sites or get in position. You know, like line your witch up. Don't tax. I'm pretty off of the whole taxing thing, to be honest with you.
Oh yeah, you think? Yeah. I noticed you moved back the land. She played the land surveyor, and then you decided to. Move it to.
I was just telling her, like, hey, I know you want that land surveyor to be a blocker, and it's never gonna kill me because I can't do anything anymore since I have the 2 abilities with the harp and the ironclad. So, If you leave it in front of my guy, I can just firebolt you and then get 4 free damage. So you might as well put it in front of the Death Dealer. The only and I did tell her, like, I was like, listen, I I have a card under the envelopes that's gonna just deal with it anyways. But you don't know that card exists in my deck, and you've seen projectiles. So like, play around the better odds and just put it here. But like, I will kill it. Like, it will die, and she was okay with it. Like, you've already seen in the game that she makes her own decisions and she does what she wants, kind of thing. So if she wasn't okay with that decision, she would have just put it back on 14. But anyway, so.
Silver bullets.
Look what she found. She found her out.
Yes.
Incredible. So
what does she have that will end the game?
She has Searing Truth. So she has, but it's still possible. She has a Searing Truth me, and I have to draw cards that deal that cost more than 2. Because if I draw cards that cost 2, I'm not dying. Right. I take 2 less damage. So, and if this doesn't work for her, then she is not winning this game. Like, look, now on next turn I'm attacking her for 10 to door, and then she's finished.
Yeah.
But she hit it. But look, the second card was a disenchant. So hey, half those cards were actually it was close to her not killing me. But anyways, we saw No Man's Land. We saw Pebbled Path twice. We saw Harp. We saw Gnome Hollows. We saw all kinds of crazy removal, and the Witch found a way.
Yeah, the Witch is definitely a good. I mean, but you saw the power of Ironclad too. I mean, just it's tough to deal with. You especially got the Harp, and then if you're the Gnome Hollows and you're not taking 2 less damage, you're taking no damage.
Yep.
Although I don't agree with the mentality that, like, you don't care to go to that store. That kind of mindset of because you're playing Ironclad, like.
That was just for this matchup.
Okay.
So yeah, sorry. I mean, if anybody's made it this far,
you should probably.
Yeah, I should have clarified that earlier. But yeah, no, I think I did. I think because I knew I was building this for the Witch, and I knew that I was going to go to door. Because I agree with you. Like, you are 100% correct. Like, don't try to kill yourself. It's not. It's not the strategy. You know, even if you want to go deep into protecting yourself at death's door, it doesn't mean you have to play a deck that puts you there. You know, like. So
for sure.
You're 100% right. You know, like. Yeah. All right. Well, anyways, that was that, and I hope you all enjoyed. I thought it was a really good game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
And
definitely.
So yeah,
we'll see you in the next one.
We'll see you next time.